Guys, it wasn't easy. Honestly, it wasn't easy. I was just like, what have I signed myself up for? But the thing my parents had paid for it, I'd begged my parents to pay for it, and it was too much money for me to not complete it. And the thing about DOV is, whether it's snowing, whether it's raining, whether it's sunny, whether the wind is blowing you, are doing well. My name is Tuke Morgan and I'm a Nigerian based content creator. So today I'm going to be talking about something really interesting. It's called the Duke of Edinburgh award scheme, and I'm a gold DOV award holder, and I actually just got my pictures from the ceremony recently. Some weeks ago on Twitter, Jola was talking about her DOV experience. So I went to school in Nigeria. I went to an all-girls school called Lagoon, and I would say my school was pretty academically focused. They weren't as focused on extracurricular activities as they are now. I think now they focus a bit more on extracurricular activities, but back then, like, academics was the number one thing. So when I was looking for an A-level school, I wanted a school that had a wide variety of extracurricular activities, and the Duke of Edinburgh award scheme was something that was like high on my priority list of things I wanted to do when I went to England for A-levels. Now I was lucky enough to go to a school that did the Duke of Edinburgh award scheme, and when you're in A-levels you can only do gold, which is like the highest level of the Duke of Edinburgh award scheme. So the Duke of Edinburgh award scheme involves different phases. You have to do a sports, which is called a physical recreation exercise. You have to do a skill. So I did something called Young Enterprise. Music lessons also counted towards my skill. You have to do some sort of volunteering for 12 months. You have to do a physical exercise and a skill, and you have to do one of those for 6 months and the other one for 12 months. Now, if you haven't done bronze or silver DOE, you have to do 18 months, not 12 months. You also have to do the expedition, which lasts for 4 days and 3 nights, and you have to do some form of residential activity for at least 5 days. Now, guys, when I signed up for this Gold DOV award thing, I didn't know what I was signing up for. I thought it was going to be like camping in Barney, where you're like sitting by a fire and you're roasting marshmallows, but that isn't what it involves. That isn't what the expedition involves. The expedition involves walking, and I was in a group with 5 Chinese girls, 1 Korean girl, and 1 other Nigerian, but the other Nigerian left after I think the first or second expedition, and I didn't know what I was signing myself up for. So basically, the expedition, you are wearing like what people wear to climb mountains, the boots and the trackies and like a waterproof jacket, and you're carrying a backpack with your clothes for the days. So it's a 3-day expedition. You need to have clothes for 3 days, you need to have food for 3 days, you need to have some sort of trangia, which is like what you use to cook the food on the fire. You need to have the food, you need to have a spork, so there's like a spoon on one end and a fork on the other end. I remember I had a yellow spork. I remember I had a tin bowl. I remember you fetch water from the stream, brown water, you now put a tablet inside to filter it to clean it. So basically, I remember we had our first expedition during like a half term, and it was just around my school. It was just like a training, the first training, and I was just like, what have I signed myself up for? But I think my parents had paid for it. I'd begged my parents to pay for it, and it was too much money for me to not complete it. The first expedition was to somewhere in Wales called the Brecon Beacons, and there were horses nearby making noise throughout the night, so you didn't even get enough sleep, and you're walking 20 kilometers a day. Do you know how much is 20 kilometers a day? As in, imagine waking up at 7 a.m. and you're walking till like 7 p.m. or 8 p.m. or 9 p.m. because you have to get the map and plan your route. You have to plan your route. Nah, I don't know who sent me to do that thing. For the longest time, when they would ask me what's your greatest achievement, I would say the gold DOV, because the fact that I completed it, hey God, it was a lot, because I'm not even like a sporty person. I don't like walks or runs that much. I'm more of like a tennis lover. I like tennis and I like yoga. So the walking was a lot for me, and initially my group, like, they were always speaking their language and I'll be there at the back, and as they're at the back, you're feeling bad, your motivation is low. But after a while, we all bonded in the group and they were like nice, and they would put me in front to lead the way. So one of the things that the trainer advised was that the slowest person should set the pace for the rest of the team. And I would say we all bonded and we all became like good friends. We were all like really close friends. Even like when we were in school, like they would invite me for their birthday parties in the common room and give me food and stuff. It was really sweet. But doing D of E wasn't fun. So the first expedition was to Brecon Beacons. And the thing about D of E is whether it's snowing, whether it's raining, whether it's sunny, whether the wind is blowing you. Like I remember one time the wind blew somebody, you blow your jacket off your body, you are still going to walk that 20 kilometers every day. You have to walk the 20 kilometers every day. So in my school there were 3 groups of us doing D of E. So there was like my group with the international students, then there was the other group which was where a lot of my close friends were, and then there was like the cool kids group. And you would all have to plan to meet at a campsite. You are sleeping in your tent, you're setting up the tent and sleeping there. Guys, it wasn't easy. Honestly, it wasn't easy. I didn't really take that many pictures, but I have a few pictures that I will insert from it. And man, I came out darker. I remember after the last expedition, I reacted to one of the plants that were around where we slept, and I had so many patches all over my body, like my body was scratching me. But I thank God I did it. So the expedition, the first one was to Brecon Beacons, then we did Dartmoor, and then we did Exmoor. So it actually did help me like travel around the UK and just meet other people, like discover other professions, because some people's work is to manage these people that are going on expeditions. So they're just ensuring that no one dies, ensuring like your safety. You have to learn to read a compass, learn to read a map. Man, you draw points from here to here. You use colored highlighter. Okay, you're supposed to pass here, pass this landmark, you miss road, you will turn back, you will go again. I remember the kind of food you eat is all this macaroni that has been mixed with like broccoli or something, like space food. You legit just cook it on the fire with water. So like, you know how you make noodles on the fire, but like pasta that already has flavor. And then you have your energy bar, so Special K, I remember Special K, and Lucozade tablets. That's what you would have in your bag. In the cold, you have to wear like thermal vest to keep yourself warm. You guys, like I remember one time we paused for a break and I took off my shoes and like smoke was coming out, like smog or whatever was coming out. Yo, anywho, so that's what the expedition was. Then for the sports, I did tennis. So I was doing lawn tennis lessons in school every week, and you have to do this thing every week for 6 months, and then your coach has to sign. So my tennis coach signed for me. Now for my skill, I had 2 skills. I did Young Enterprise and I did saxophone lessons. Now with Young Enterprise, we formed a company and we sold hoodies and we made money. And then with sax, I was having lessons and I was doing exams. And the thing about Gold DOV is employers in the UK and internationally, they like it. Like it's good on your CV. Like it just shows versatility, it shows different skills. For my volunteering, I was a publicity and promotions officer of my church fellowship, so that counted as my volunteering. And for my residential activity, I won a scholarship to go to my uni's campus in China and learn how business is done there, like a summer school in the summer of 2012. That's actually when I got my first camera that I used to start my blog and I used to use on my YouTube channel before I got my Canon M50. I have a video on my Canon M50 that you can watch. But yeah, Gold DOV really pushed me because I felt very discouraged after the first expedition. I was like, what did I sign myself up for? My parents had spent too much money and I couldn't back down. I had to keep at it regardless, and you have to complete it before you're 25. And one of the things that gingered me to do the Gold DOV award scheme was that at the end of the day you get to go to one of the palaces and meet the Duke of Edinburgh. I was fortunate enough to go to the palace in Edinburgh in the summer of 2016, and I'll insert pictures of me with my Gold DOV award and with like the group of other people that were there. I think we were only like 2 black people there, and then I took pictures with my parents. So that is one of my greatest achievements, that and childbirth, because childbirth is not beans. You can watch my labor and delivery stories to hear how deep childbirth is. But yeah, Gold DOV really pushed me, but I'm glad I did it. I'm glad I finished it. So the Duke of Edinburgh went around the different groups just congratulating everybody, and this is a clip from when he came round to my group. I was so happy. See the way I was shining my teeth. Let me know what is like the most challenging thing you overcome. I'm really curious to hear. Okay, have a great day and make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel and check out my other videos and share with your friends. Bye.